Hey, my name is BB Brace, and a new channel that I'm creating for my business. I am a life coach. I am an EFT practitioner. I'm a practitioner of Ho'oponopono, and very spiritual in nature. So if you were to ask me what religion I was, I would tell you very spiritual in nature. Now I also know that a lot of people are claiming to be spiritual in nature. For me, that means just a freedom to express myself um, the way I see fit, my conception of the Creator, my conception of my Creator, how I fit into my Creator's energy, and how I can best manifest uh, his or her wills and desires through my actions or my interactions with people out here. I live by a quote, or I try to, that Les Brown, I'm quoting him, he said, if you cannot help someone, the least you could do is not hurt them. And I've tried to, since I heard that a few years ago, I've tried to implement that. It kind of stuck in my head that, it makes perfect sense. It's logical, it's simple, and it's to the point. Your way to help someone. And if you can't do that, don't go out of your way to harm them. Don't go out of your way to create chaos in their lives or cause unnecessary problems or turbulence for no reason. So again, my name is BB, and my website is clutterclearinglifecoaching.com. That's clutterclearinglifecoaching.com. And can help you in areas of dealing with breakups, dealing with low self-esteem, dealing with lack of self-confidence, because we have stages of self-confidence. We have super self-confidence, we have self-confidence, we have no self-confidence, and then we have low self-confidence, and then we have no self-confidence. Being there myself, I've been to a place where my self-esteem it was on the floor. It was literally on the floor, and I was able to get myself up. Like I literally was on the floor. I slept on the floor for 2 years, and I was able to get myself to a higher ground. And I know that if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I do believe that there's good in everyone. A lot of people believe that there's bad in everyone, and then there's good. I believe that there's more good than bad. Because the desire to be happy, the desire to be healthy, the desire to live and thrive and be successful is very strong. These desires are very strong, and they're very compelling. They're absolutely compelling, but sometimes, as they say, life can throw us curveballs, and it tends to diminish that confidence in capacity. It kind of diminishes that self-esteem. It kind of diminishes our vision of ourselves, our awareness of our capabilities and our abilities. It diminishes it in size. It kind of suppresses it, and we just, instead of rising and fighting through that, we tend to just go with that flow because it's the path of least resistance in the moment from whatever other chaos is triggering it. We can do better than that. And for those of you who do have a desire to do better, I am here to help you. I can use the techniques that helped me through the darkest period of my life. When I told you I was sitting on the ground, on the floor, literally on the floor, on a sheet, I slept on the floor of somebody else's house, like a room, for over 2 years. And I was parked. I was feeling very negative, and like every negativity that had transpired in my life, for, I would say from birth to that time, had just come to a head all at once. I felt nothing I would do from then on would ever be successful. I felt like nothing I would do from then on would ever see the light of day. It's like I felt sure I would just hit one dead end after another, one dead end after another. It's like, why bother? Why exert my energy? Why get my hopes up? And the thought, just that thought, compounded itself day after day after day to the point where I thought of doing anything, including just getting up and going outside. I felt dread. I mean dread. That's when I started to question like what was happening to me. How could I be so afraid? How could I be so negative? How could I have this clutching sensation at the thought of just going outside? Something was wrong. And that's when I started looking past the four walls, the negativity, the doubts, the low self-esteem, the no self-esteem, having no plan, having no direction. And I started to rise above it because I knew something was wrong. I started taking a closer look at myself. I started having a different vision of myself because I remembered what I was capable of before I had something to go back on. I know I was capable of success. I had some success. It may not have been wild success, but I had some success. So I had something to go back on. And we all have that. There's something in our past, even if it's just one thing you ever excelled in. If it's as much as turning on a tap and water pouring out, that's all you need to get back on your feet sometimes. Because you know when you turn that tap on, that water will pour out. That's a success. Sometimes that's all you have. And trust me, that's enough. That's enough. And you can move mountains. So I started to look inwards. I started to look at where I was, what had happened, and where I was going to be. I also began to look at the choices I had made. What was causing this negativity? Where was it coming from? All this fear. Was it fear of success? Was it fear of failure? Was it both? Then I learned about EFT. Then I learned about EFT is emotional freedom technique. EFT. And it's tapping on various points on the face and neck and the fingertips, as well as this fleshy part of your hand back here. It's derived from ancient Eastern culture. What isn't, right? I use this as a joke because most of these things are derived from ancient Chinese culture, and it helps me. I the first time I really used this on me, this technique on me, using my own verbiage, I felt I was shivering because I had shifted so much energy. I have personally used this on someone. Shortly after, the first person I used it on, another person, she had to sit down. She literally had to sit down because she felt lightheaded. She shifted energy and she had to sit. So it really is very potent. It's very potent. It actually uncovers all the baggage that you carry, all the negativity, all the layers of self-doubt, all the layers of negative assessments, all the layers of negative conclusions that we come to along the way. And we hold on to it like it's the gospel truth. Well, this is our reality. No, it's not. No, it's not. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So much more than you give yourself credit for. So I want to take this time today to invite you to, I will be making some more videos, a series of videos where I would introduce myself more, tell you a little bit more about myself, and EFT and what I incorporate into my practice. And hopefully we will have a very productive rest of this year, and we being me and you, and we'll take it from there. But if you have any questions, feel free to call me or text me. I will find a way to get my email and my phone number out there on this channel somewhere. I'll figure out how to do that. I'm not too good at this, but I will figure out how to do this. So until we meet next time, take care and continue to be productive.